We had a shelter. My father built a shelter in the house a year before because during the war, Iraq and Iran, most of the houses of Halabja built shelter because many times Halabja bombarded by bomb during the war, and that's why many houses they built shelter, including my family built a shelter in a garden house. At the night of 15th March, we went to the shelter. We took all our staffs and keep ourselves in the shelter, just instead of Saddam Hussein do something against us. Around 11 or 11:30 between them, I don't know what time exactly, or I say 11:30. Iraqi plane, numbers of Iraqi plane came to Halabja sky. Then they start bombardment. We stayed in the shelter. After 1 or 2 hours bombarding, we feel, tears dropping from our eyes, and we feel some smell, like a banana, like apple, and garlic. Then we knew that's chemical bombardment. My father, my mother, all others knew that because we know how Saddam Hussein had a chemical bombardment, and we have experienced that Saddam Hussein used in other villages. My older brother named Rebwar, he was 3 years older than me, ran out from the shelter. He said, I'm going to what's going on in our neighbor. It was exactly behind us. He went out. My mom, father, and other people shouted, don't go out, please, don't go, stay here, like that. But he was younger people. He likes to know what's going on. He went out. We waited for him to come back, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not. We shouted, Rebwa, where you are? He no answer. Then, sorry. Then my mom decided to go out to know what's going on in outside, what's going on. She tried to go out. My youngest brother, he was 1 year and a half, cry. Then she held him, and they went out. They went out to know what's going on. In just a few minutes, when she went out, in just a few minutes, we heard that my mom shouted. She said, Rebwar died. And the shelter was about 12 stairs. Is going down to the shelter by 12 stairs. She went downstairs to the shelter with a crying and shouting. She said, Rebwar died, and she drove off. When she drove off, she stopped, and her body stopped inside the door exactly at the end of the stair, and herself with my youngest brother died at that place. So until that time, my older brother died, and my youngest was my mom. With the time, I started sick. I was sick, and my eyes more dropping, and tears, with the skin itching. Like I felt hot on my skin. I felt like burn. Then night came of that date. The night of 16 March came. I stayed in the shelter. I don't know around myself who's still alive or who's not alive, because after a few hours, the shelter was very quiet. Nobody speak, nobody call, like that. I knew that my mom died. I knew that my brother died. I knew that body around me, but I lost because the chemical affecting physically and mentally. Really, at that time, no crying. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything. No happy, no stress. As a simple person, I didn't feel anything. I had a cough, blind, couldn't see well. My skin is like when you burn a nylon, when it's being like the skin dropped off, then like a bald skin here, like a ball skin in my face, even. and all my body's burnt.
For me, I born as the first child to my family, and it was the first grandchild to my family from my mom's side. So they just raising me up, and I always spend my time with them. And at that night, I still remember I was 7 years old. I woke up during the night, and later I knew it was like around 3 a.m. And I just recognized my uncles, my aunties, and my grandmom. They are really scared, and they don't know how to do. And there's few stranger masked men holding a gun. And in that dark area, in the dark room, one of them pointed to me and my sister and shout on my auntie. She was 17 years old, and asked her, who's this? Those girls, are they belong to you? And she replied quickly. She said, no, they are belong to one of our neighbor. Their mom left them because she have to go to Baghdad for a medical problem. And she came to me and tried to put me back to sleep and said, don't worry, nothing happened, don't worry, and put me back to sleep. When I woke up in the morning, next day, I saw no one around me in the house, and just my father was with full eye tears, and he unable to answer any question. And I just were asking, where's my family? Where are they going? What's happened? And they just told me they displacement, and without understood what that mean, I just recognized I'm not going to see them again. And from that day, you know, like it start a new, really tragedy story. Always we been terrified, always we expecting they going to move us in any time. So for me, for example, I never lived my childhood. I never have any like a teenager, normal families. It was really scary life all the time. And for that, until 1988, they decide to just, they have to displace us as well. Saddam Hussein signed by his hand, signed the decision, okay, he allowed us to stay in Iraq, but they have to replace our Iraqi nationality with Iranian residents. As much as you heard, as much we told, I'm sure no one can imagine how it was difficult to live under Saddam regime. Still now, it's 10 years ago, but I still sometimes I just feel, oh my God, is he really gone? Believe me, it's just like I ask myself this question many times. I couldn't believe we living now and Saddam Hussein is dead. It's just like was really dream. We never comes true in one day.